I bet he retires after that fight.
Will Canelo retire after his fight is upcoming September 13th against Terence Bud Crawford? It's your boy, Mr. 926, a.k.a. Bushido the Dragon, a.k.a. the Black Mage, a.k.a. could just do this all day, the two-time Demontage champion of the world.
I need y'all to get the likes up, man. Get the likes up. Smash the like button.
Check it out, man. Eddie Hearn gives his thoughts on Canelo versus Crawford. He was on the panel with Fight Hub TV, salute to Fight Hub TV. Eddie Hearn gave his thoughts on the fight. Now, prior to the William Skull fight and everything else that happened, Eddie Hearn was one of the guys that had Canelo Alvarez beating Terence Crawford. But like many others, Eddie Hearn has also changed his mind. But check out what Eddie had to say about the fight.
Do you see that fight now differently based on how Canelo performed against Skull, Eddie?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah? Oh, wow.
It wasn't just the fact that he couldn't cut the ring off. I just feel like the timing now, the age, Canelo is amazing. I mean, not just because of his ability and what he's accomplished, but the fact that he still has the desire for those training camps and those fights. But I just feel like that desire might be fading a little bit. Not because of his love, but just because of age and life. Do you know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, like the Crawford fight will definitely get him up for it. But I was actually watching that fight thinking I wouldn't be surprised if he retired and actually didn't fight Crawford, because I don't think he'll want to lose to Crawford, a much smaller guy, just because he's at the end of the road. But the fight's so big and the money's so big, he's going to have to take it. I bet he retires after that fight.
No, really?
Yeah. Why would you carry on? Like, you fight Crawford. Who else is there for Canelo Alvarez to fight?
David Benavidez. Yeah,
but he's just not going to, like, the size of Benavidez. Now, is Benavidez going to come back to 68? I don't know. Like, again, the same thing. I don't think Canelo would want to lose to Benavidez because he's not the fighter he was. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of pride for those guys.
Now, to hear what Eddie had to say, he thinks Canelo's going to retire. He said pretty much the only reason why Canelo didn't retire prior to the Crawford fight is because there's so much money on the table for him not to retire. But he imagines after the fight with Bud Crawford that he will be retiring from the sport of boxing. Will Canelo retire? This is something that I've been saying too. I don't see any other big fights out there for Canelo after Crawford. Maybe a Chris Eubanks Jr., you know, as far as a swan song to kind of ride things out. You know, a big payday in the UK before he closed the show. But it's something that I've been saying, that Canelo Alvarez likely will retire. And I think Terence Bud Crawford likely will be retiring as well. I don't see too many other options for either guy after this fight. Eddie Hearn also seems to believe that Terence Crawford will beat Canelo Alvarez after previously saying that Canelo was just simply too big for him. But Crawford proved everybody wrong once he got in that face-off, right? Now everybody's saying that, well, Crawford could possibly beat Canelo, especially this version of Canelo that we've seen. He said that the timing is right. Canelo's probably just not as hungry anymore, right? He's not as hungry. This is what Bob Aaron was alluding to. He's not what Canelo's going to show up. He's a businessman now. He's chilling. He's just kind of, you know, he's on autopilot. He hasn't really gotten sharper. He hasn't really gotten better over the past couple of years. He just hasn't. And he hasn't adapted his style to where he can go for another 3 years at a high level. I don't think Canelo can even do it. They mentioned the Benavidez fight. But at this point, that's a horrible, even worse fight than before for Canelo. Absolute terrible, terrible, terrible matchup. If he was to fight Benavidez, it should have been when Benavidez first became his WBC mandatory years ago. That was Canelo's best chance to possibly make something happen against a guy like Benavidez. Now, nah, no question. No question. But as far as Terence Crawford, that's an uphill battle. We talked about it, and we're going to continue to talk about it. And this upcoming Sunday, on the next episode of the Canelo versus Crawford debate, I'm going to give my thoughts on how Canelo can win that fight and what game plan he needs to use to win the fight. So I'm going to be thinking of something. It's going to be pretty hard, right? It's going to be pretty difficult because Crawford is a very high IQ fighter. So if I go one way with Canelo, Crawford may have a counter for it. So I got to figure out something that Canelo can do. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. But nobody else seems to have any kind of viable option for Canelo Alvarez other than knocking Crawford out, the Black Hope, and all this other stuff, right? They don't really have any strategic breakdown on how Canelo go clearly get the job done. Not without any controversy, not with anything crazy, some consistent work throughout the fight, and then he eventually gets it done somehow. How's he going to do it? Nobody can give me an answer. So I'll come up with something. But Canelo Alvarez, man, will he retire? I would imagine. There's nothing left to prove. He's going to go down as one of the greatest, if not the greatest Mexican fighter of all time, whether he wins or loses this fight. He made a shit ton of money. He's damn near a billionaire, right? Canelo Alvarez don't got to box anymore. You know what I'm saying? And after Crawford, I think he'll be crazy. Whether he wins or loses the fight, I think he'll be crazy to continue boxing afterwards, considering how he's looking right now. But I think Canelo is going to get up for this fight. He has to. I think Crawford's going to get up for this fight. He has to. And it's still going to be a great fight for however long it lasts. But yeah, you guys, Canelo Alvarez, will he be retiring after his fight with Terence Bud Crawford? Like, subscribe, how's your boy? Peace out.